What's up, guys? Nick's Aviation here, and today we're going to be doing another special video, and it's going to be an airline tier rating video. But it's not going to be the airlines that I've flown on, because I already did that. And if you didn't watch that video, be sure to go watch it. Link will be in the description below. It will be the airlines that he is flown on. He's my stepbrother, Matteo. You can follow him on Instagram at Matteo21806. So let's get right into it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 airlines to rate, and I hope you guys like this video. If you do, be sure to like and subscribe for more content exactly like this, because yeah, I'm going to be doing this with my mom and my dad as well. He has flown on several airlines. As you can see here, I have them: Air Canada Rouge, Air Canada, Aer Lingus, TAP Air Portugal, Iberia, WestJet, and WestJet Encore. We're going to be rating them in 3 tiers, A, B, and C. And let's start off. You pick the first one. Which one would you like to rate first?
Air Canada Rouge.
Air Canada Rouge, all right. So, tell us about your experience on Air Canada Rouge.
I just didn't really like it. It wasn't the best for me. Like, the service wasn't really that good. I didn't have the greatest time on there.
Also, no in-flight entertainment because
Yeah.
it's Rouge, you know? Rouge does not have in-flight entertainment. So where would you put that? On the ABC? Okay. Oh. All right, well, let's move on. Let's go to the mainline Air Canada.
Yay.
The one that does have in-flight entertainment, so.
This one is probably my favorite. This was the best time I had
Really?
when I flew to, yeah. I think it was when I flew to, Mexico, Puerto Vallarta. I flew this. It was my favorite. The service was amazing. The in-flight entertainment was great. I loved it so much.
It was great, but how good was the selection in your opinion? Because for my
great.
opinion, with me flying with like Air France and Aeroflot, I thought it was limited, but they had really good picks.
Yeah, they did have good picks.
But compared to other airlines that you've flown, like for example, TAP Air Portugal and Aer Lingus.
TAP had a bit more of a selection than Air Canada, but this was still my favorite.
Cool. So Air Canada, I actually rated. I did S, A, B, C, and D, and I rated Air Canada as an A because also the lounge experience that I had several times in Vancouver, Edmonton, Calgary, and also, oh wow, that's gonna be an A. Cool. And Toronto were great. So let's move on. Which airline would you like to? WestJet Encore. All right. WestJet's connector services using their Q400s and turboprop aircraft. I can tell that you probably don't like them, and
No,
that's why
not
you're
at all.
laughing.
That's all I can say. I just hate it.
Yeah, because
It was so
what
bad.
was it for you that
So
like, really
bad.
hit it? Like,
Just how they treated me.
yeah, I didn't like the service very much on WestJet. Very much. Well, the WestJet mainline was better than Encore, but Encore lost our bags every time we
Really?
flew. Yeah.
I actually
But there was
got
also
my bags, but I just didn't
in-flight
like the service.
entertainment. Yeah, because sometimes they're just kind of rude.
Is there any way I could put it below C?
Barcode level.
Yeah, barcode
Yeah,
level.
it's barcode level because we're using a notebook because we're on a bed. And all right, next one. Let's go.
Okay. Thank you for exposing my room.
I exposed your remote and your phone.
Okay. Aer Lingus.
Aer Lingus, the national airline of Ireland. So how did you like Aer Lingus?
I actually liked it. It was pretty good. It was way better than Air Canada Rouge, but it wasn't as good as Air Canada or TAP, but it still was really good. I flew this from Toronto to Ireland,
Probably on an A330-300.
and it was really good. It was fairly good, not as good as I said, Air Canada or TAP, so I'll just put that at B.
And then going on with the Aer Lingus, that sort of trip, I believe you connected to the Canary Islands with Iberia, didn't you?
Yeah.
So how would you rate Iberia? Tell me about your experience on Iberia.
It wasn't as good as I thought it would be, but it was actually still fairly good.
For the national flag carrier of Spain, do you think it deserves that rank? Or do you think it should go to maybe another airline that has a bit more, like, oomph, you know?
Yeah, I think it should go like to an airline with a bit more, like, as you said, just a bit more, I don't know how to put it, but
pizzazz.
Okay, we'll use that, I
Yeah,
guess.
pizzazz, I guess.
But-
So where would you put Iberia on the rating scale of A, B, and C for you?
Can I put it between A and B?
Well, you gotta decide. Is it really A material or is it B material? All right. So
Because
you're
it was
gonna
better
put
than
it
Air. It was what.
So
it was
high B, but also low A at the same time. So like an A minus B plus range.
I liked it, but I didn't. I loved it. I loved it compared to Airline. It was actually fairly good, but compared to Air Canada, it wasn't as good. That's still my favorite.
So did you end up having any, like food or anything on any of these flights? So with Iberia, let's hear. Did you have an experience with in-flight beverages or food services?
The food was fairly good. It wasn't as good as like Aer Lingus. Aer Lingus was good. Air Canada was still the best food.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that was my favorite. That had the best food for me. Air Canada Rouge just.
they don't give you food.
No.
Like maybe when you go on vacation, like
I
when
do-
we
I
went to
got, like, a
Mexico and
snack.
stuff.
I got like a snack thing. Then WestJet Encore, they just didn't do food. No food.
Yeah, because WestJet, it's like 30-minute flights. They don't even give you drinks, do they? Nope. All right, so let's continue on with the WestJet trend that we were just talking about, and we will review the WestJet mainline service.
So I do like this one. I do fairly like this one. It's not as bad as Air Canada Rouge, but it isn't as good as Aer Lingus. So I would probably put it because I didn't really like the service. Me and my mom did have a really bad time on the WestJet flight because we were arguing with them a lot.
Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't a fun time.
So where did you fly with WestJet?
I think it was the second time I flew to Mexico. It was to Cancun.
Oh, so you were also probably on a 767-300, which probably around its 20s. So maybe about the cabin, like, do you remember, was it spacious or was it crammed? Or because you were in economy, right?
Yeah, I was in economy.
Okay.
It wasn't crammed, but it also wasn't very spacious. So I'd probably.
So it's a good in between.
Yeah, so right between there, probably.
All right, so B minus or C plus. All right.
Yeah.
So we're on to the last one. I know it kind of looks like we have another one, but just WestJet Encore was not good, so we put it in below C in the barcode level. And ironic, it's his first line right there. And we're gonna be reviewing TAP Air Portugal. Now, you had a very special experience on TAP Air Portugal when you were connecting through Lisbon, I believe, to the Canary Islands, right?
I did that twice.
Really, twice?
Yeah, I did it from when I went there, like for the second time when I went to Spain for the second time to see my mom. I flew this to Portugal, and then on the way back, I flew from the Canary Islands to Portugal.
So I remember the second time that you came back home from your trip, you flew on a very new aircraft, the updated version of the Airbus A330-300, the larger variant of the A330neo, the A330-900. So how was your experience? You're the first person that I'm able to talk to about your experience on the new generation jet. So I'd like to know everything about the cabin to like the lighting, the in-flight entertainment systems, and was it different from when you were on the connection from Central Canaria to Lisbon?
Yeah, like when I took the flight to Portugal, it was actually very like spacious, and the entertainment was surprisingly really good. I always watched, even though I did watch my iPad most of the time, like the entertainment was very broad, and I really did like it a lot. But it was probably one of my favorites. It's still nothing beats Air Canada for me. It's still my favorite, even though I might be a bit biased. But it's very close to it, so I'd put that right there. It's very close.
So, like, under Air Canada, but still an A rating.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Well, awesome. Thank you very much, and I'm so jealous that you've gotten to fly on the A330. And here we go. We're just going to go over the ratings. So, Air Canada and TAP Air Portugal both get the A rating, except Air Canada takes the cake on that. But you said there was a tiny bit of bias. What, just because you live in Canada?
Just because I'm Canadian.
Yeah. Well, actually, usually when I would have a lot of bias, but I only put it in an A, not like S or like Supreme, which is S, I guess, up with Air France and Aeroflot, because even though I've had the lounge experiences, the business class experience, I've had like all the experiences like by myself, with my dad, with family. So I enjoyed it, but there were some weird experiences. So then in between A and B, kind of an A plus or a A minus or a B plus, you have Iberia, the national flag carrier of Spain. B, you have Aer Lingus. In between B and C, WestJet, and then C, Air Canada Rouge, and we're not even going to mention WestJet Encore. So thank you very much for participating in this. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this and learning a little bit more about the experiences that he's had on airlines, and maybe this helped you out with maybe you're choosing whether between like Air Canada or WestJet for your next vacation. So once again, thank you very much, and be sure to like and subscribe for more awesome aviation content like this.